It is time for our next presentation right now. I hope you're enjoying day one of this fabulous event here in Dubai's World Trade Center. The next presenter that we have for you is Dr. Afifi. He's a PhD holder in computer science and CEO of VoltsPay. More than 25 years of experience participating and witnessing the evolution of the technology over the last 2 decades. Please welcome, give a big round of applause to Dr. Afifi.
Good afternoon, everybody. Assalamu alaikum. I hope that you're enjoying your first day at Expo. And I am very overwhelmed to be standing in front of you. I am really lucky today to see you fine people attending my presentation. And today, I hope that I'm going to simplify the concept of fintech, or what is fintech is all about. So to start with, let me take you through a very simple journey of how fintech has started. And if you've been there like 3 decades ago, you would have found that distributed systems was the spearhead of all the technologies that we're having nowadays. Distributed system is more like into decentralization of everything that you're having. Talking about data, talk about information, talk about the way that you need to access your life. And it's not as simple and easy as a fingertip pushing a button or so. Now, if you have ever been doing a phone banking, and I believe that we have all been doing phone banking, if you have ever been doing mobile applications and online banking, if you have ever been checking your statement online, it means that you are into fintech business. And fintech is basically the short form of financial technology. I don't know if I am a little bit fanatic here because I'm coming from technology background, that I would rather call it TechFin. Now, when it comes to TechFin here, is basically the technology which is driving everything in today's lifetime. The lifestyle that we're living nowadays is basically depending on the technology to the extreme. And I can see that most of us are having a mobile phone. I wouldn't go there and say smartphone as well. Humans should be more smarter than the mobiles. And remember that TechFin, at the first place, is the technology behind the financial system that we're having. And remember that the banking system that we are having nowadays is not going to be the same in a very short period of time. It's going to be completely changed. Now, remember all about the mobile applications that you've been using. Remember about the online systems that you've been accessing. Remember that the simple phone, banking that you are doing, when you're just calling the system and the system is asking you to, push some buttons here to reach your destination. All right? I don't know where is my presentation gone, but I'm still with you guys. I'm absolutely with you. Now, what is the more interesting part when it comes to fintech here? It is more about the business model that it is driving. Now, talking about business models at the first place, talking about the business cases that you are trying to translate or transform from the conventional way that you are having into the technological way that will be driving the whole lot into a new, let's say, expedition, new exploration that you're having. Talk about the technology which is driving that business idea. And not only this, transforming all this into products, or how would you be able to have those products being served to your consumers and to your clients without any sort of interruption. Now, if we go back a little bit to the year 1990, you would find that in the year 1990, there was, in the year 1990, excuse me. Oh, we're back again. In the year 1990, mobile phones has been introduced by that time. But how many people had a mobile phone at that time? If I recall right, it was almost like 0.02% of the world population that had a mobile phone, which means that 2 among 10,000 people were having a mobile phone. Now in this room, who doesn't have a mobile phone? And talking about mobile phones, I'm not talking about the traditional mobile phone where you can send and receive an SMS or receive a phone call as well. So we're talking about all the technology that we have been through those 3 decades, starting from the distributed systems and the very basic mobile phones that we used to use till the moment that we're having everything as having a business model or a business case being transformed using the technology into a product or an idea. Digging a little bit more, I'm trying to simplify fintech as much as I can. Imagine, we are at the Forex exhibition here. And when it comes to Forex, imagine that instead of having a human advisor, you're having a robot advisor. And this is only because of fintech and the existence of fintech at that time. Imagine that a 24/7 advisor that is connected to you, which is willing to give you signals, to give you the ups and downs, to be with you all the time. Imagine that crowdfunding. Talking about crowdfunding, it's more like raising money for the new startups. And when it comes to crowdfunding, this is one of the most important aspects that you have in running business. That is, we have seen in the recent years, let's say for the last 15 years or more, we have seen a lot of ICOs or initial coin offerings. We have been hearing about the blockchain. And blockchain is actually a very simple result of distributed systems. Blockchain is all about the distributed ledgers. And since it is based on the distributed systems here, without which it wouldn't be a reality. Now, more than crowdfunding, talk about cashless payment. And now we have been that evolution from the dawn of time in using money and using funds, starting all the way from the gold and silver coins, and then coming a little bit further, writing it in the form of sukuk on a piece of paper, then coming further into the bank notes, and coming to the credit and debit cards that we are using nowadays. And eventually, the future of money is going to be electronic. The future of money is going to be into those digital currencies that we're having. And at this moment, I would like you to make a simple differentiation between the digital currencies and the cryptocurrencies. Okay, I hope that all of us have heard about the cryptocurrencies, where it all comes with the Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, Dent, ADA, all those cryptocurrencies and coins, tokens. Now, I'm talking about digital money. Digital money is more like digitizing the currency, digitizing it in the literal sense of the meaning that we'll be having a digital dollar, a digital dirham, a digital dinar, and so on and so forth. That will be facilitating us, simple and easy, which has been in use even nowadays, to have the contactless, payments and so on. We have seen many examples when it comes to those cryptocurrencies and coins. Now, talking about the cryptocurrencies here, we have seen all about Bitcoin, talking about Ethereum, talking about Stellar, talking about Ripple. And I'm pretty sure that most of you have heard about Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Ripple here, okay? Which they are presenting powerful networks, and they are presenting different forms of payments here. Now, coming to Stellar, as you can see, I'm a big fan of Stellar. Now, why Stellar? You might not have heard of Stellar, which is already, mooned already. Now, when it comes to Stellar here, you'll find that it is making a cross-bridge transactions. Cross-bridge transactions means that for every, digital currency, for every cryptocurrency that you're having, you would find that it has its own network to transfer money or transfer assets from one side to another side. But when it comes to Stellar here, Stellar will be providing a layer 2 finance. It's called DeFi, or decentralized finance, that will be making transactions, available on different networks and different platforms. And again, this is gonna be the future of money. remember that digital money is going to be the future of your expenditures that you're having. It is going to be, your bank account is going to be your spendings day to day, and it's mostly going to be covering your day-to-day activities, and it's going to be changing your lifestyle radically, right? And if I ask here, any one of you, when was the last time you visited your bank physically, right? You don't visit the bank nowadays unless and until you're having some sort of work to do there physically. But most of your transactions is either being done through the mobile application or is being done through the online banking and so on. Now, VulsPay is providing a total solution in this era. VulsPay is providing more than a wallet, more than a payment solution provider. It is basically all about online debit or credit transactions, talk about QR code payment, talk about transferring money to your friend or family, receiving money from a friend or family, splitting bills whenever you are sitting with anyone would like to split bill with, paying bills, and requesting payments, recurring subscriptions, end-to-end payment management and tax management, transaction reporting, and dashboard, which will be facilitating you to completely do all the transactions. More like we have seen Apple Pay, we have seen Samsung Pay, we have seen Alipay, and now coming VulsPay. Now, VulsPay is radically having a lot of differences between the existing payment systems. It is a robust payment system where you would be able to have it either in a closed loop or an open loop. A closed loop where no transaction fees will be occurring here. If you are sending to anyone on the network of VulsPay, so basically you don't have to pay any fees for the transactions. If you are receiving from anyone on VulsPay, you don't have to pay any fees for the transactions. Unlike many others, okay? Unlike MoneyGram, unlike your Western Union, Alipay, Apple Pay, and moreover, it would be done on your fingertip. As simple as you would be using your mobile applications, and who among us is not having a mobile phone now? Or let me rephrase this question and say that, who is not having two mobile phones? I don't. But anyways, most of us nowadays with the need, you would find that more and more need to have, more than one mobile phone at a time. Now, talk about fast payments on the networks, talk about secure payments, talk about low cost, and talk about 24/7 customer support. All those are basically being, presented by one solution. It's all in one, the ultimate solution of all things that you might be needing at a time. So basically, if you are transferring money, you are already using it. If you are using tokenizations, you are using it. If you are into insurance, you are using it. If you are into financial planning, again, you are using it. So basically, talking about fintech in a broader meaning, you would find that fintech is the technology that is driving all your financial transactions that takes place based on your day-to-day activities. And imagine, it's way beyond this. Now, talking about the new era where the banking system, as you know it, will completely vanish. And remember that you're hearing it here for the first time. I'm very proud to stand presenting in front of you now and telling you that the banking system as we know it nowadays, the banking system as we used to deal with it is not gonna be the same. It is gonna be in 2 to 5 years maximum, gonna be radically changed. And those banks who are following the fintech and the technology at the first place will still be existing, others will be left behind. All right, now the main reason for doing this is basically everything is being done on the fingertips. And I don't know whether to curse the pandemic, the coronavirus crisis, or to bless it. And actually, it has accelerated a lot of concepts that eventually you would find that you need to do things virtually. You need to do things online. You need to do things without your physical existence with a place or time. Now, when it comes to the banking systems as we know it, you would find that it is not that simple and easy in 2 to 5 years. Wondering if you ever have time to go to the bank, if you ever need to go to the bank. But meanwhile, you don't even get surprised when you find that this bank or that bank are having their own tokens, is having their own, let's say, coins, their own digital coin. And that digital coin would be providing any type of services that the bank will be, offering at that time. I'm not talking about they will be having their own currency. There is a great difference. Please do not misunderstand me here. I'm not telling you that the bank is going to be having their own currencies. I'm saying that they are going to have their own tokens. And you're going to be holding those tokens in replacement of the services that you're asking for. And this is exactly where the new banking system will be existing. It's going to be all digitalized. Now, these were some of the opportunities of fintech as we know it, but definitely there will be challenges as well. One of the main challenges that we have is basically security. And as you know, the growing the services that you are offering, the more vulnerabilities that you might have. Now, in the terms of security here, we'll be having two major issues. One is privacy, and the other one is the security access itself. Now, when it comes to privacy, please, talking about the big data, talking about your user ID and passwords, talking about your real name, talking about your biometrics, your fingerprint, your, retina print, your palm print, talk about it, your facial recognition, and etc. Now, again, that brings me to a very interesting topic here to ask, who among us doesn't have a Facebook account? I wish that to see anyone raising hand. Does anyone in this hall do not have a Facebook account? We all have. All right. See, now, having a Facebook account is more like networking, all right, for free. Having your real name being posted, having your data being posted, having your pictures, your photos, and everything, right? So minding to have this information for something useful that you need to do transactions with, and definitely that's not going to be an issue. But you have got to be careful. And when it comes to security, security has been so much advanced nowadays that it might be taking you to the second stage of authentication or so, like 2FAs, two-factor authentication and so. So it is not only about the user ID and password, but more likely it might be about a second phase of authentication as well. Talk about technology when it comes to fintech, and one of the major issues that is considered to be a big challenge. Technology is going so fast. It is drastically being evolved every day. Imagine that. Where were we 10 years ago? All right? Where were we 20 years ago? Where were we 30 years ago? Remember the example I've given you at the beginning? That only 2 people among 10,000 people were having a mobile phone, a cell phone. But again, talk about that now, about compliance, about certifications and regulations. They are not catching up with the fast pace of technology that we're having nowadays. And this actually brings us to a very big and major challenge, okay? We need to see the regulation working as fast as the technology being evolved and developed. We need to see the compliance and certifications being done. I hope that I have done this in time. I was basically timing myself, and I hope that you have enjoyed this brief introduction about fintech. Remember that VulsPay is proudly leading this event in fintech technology. VulsPay is having unlimited ultimate solutions for fintech companies. And just in case, if you'd like to have any more information, please visit us at booth number 88. My name is Dr. Afifi once again. I am the CEO of VulsPay, and thank you very much, and wishing you all the best. Thank you.